We as Americans and we as people of the entire world have become more and more comfortable with this concept of death. This is my stance on the lawful murder. I don't want the suggestion that I'm making to be misunderstood. I don't mean to say that death is a horrible thing and something that shouldn't be considered. I am suggesting that death as a solution, that's not a good thing. This is my stance on my pro-life stance. It's important to remember that murder is murder. The Webster's Dictionary definition of murder is to destroy or to put an end to. That's what we're doing in abortion, euthanasia, and death penalty. We're putting an end to life. I would like to start this speech off with the understanding that conception is the beginning of life. The second the sperm and the egg meet and the egg is fertilized, the genetic code of that human being is decided. It's decided how tall they're going to be, what color eyes they're going to have, and the traits of their personality. Not only that, but the development of this human in the womb is so rapid that many times when people find out that they're pregnant, it is past these points, these crucial development points of this human being. The heart develops 16 days after fertilization. All organs are formed at 5 weeks, and the heart is pumping around that time. At 14 weeks, the sex is identifiable. If you didn't know this already, abortion is permitted and lawful up to 24 weeks. That's 10 weeks after we can identify the sex. That's 19 weeks after the heart is pumping and the organs are formed. And that's 21 weeks after the heart begins developing. We associate the name embryo and fetus with non-human traits. That's not fair. Similarly to how we call a newborn child an infant, the stages of life start at embryo, go to fetus, newborn, toddler, teenager, adult. It's part of the life. It's just another name. The death penalty. That is murder and the unjust presumption that one's life is less valuable than the rest. I don't know if I need to touch on the innocent subject very hard, but 4.1% of those put to death were likely innocent and will likely be innocent until the death penalty ceases. The threat of death encourages the innocent to plead guilty. The continual violence, the generational hardships, that doesn't end. When we put to death somebody based on their mistakes, based on their illness, that's going to leave the whole world blind. I would like to directly quote the Catechism, 2266, the bottom, right at the end, it says, when it is willingly accepted by the guilty party, it assumes the value of expiation. Punishment then, in addition to defending the public and protecting people's safety, has a medicinal purpose. As far as possible, it must contribute to the correction of the guilty party. After death, there is no correction. And I'm going to leave it at that. There's been a rise in euthanasia and assisted suicides for elderly and for the mentally ill. And I would like to start this off with a mic drop. The Hippocratic Oath. This is an oath that medical professionals take and have taken since 400 BC. It is still used today in some medical schools, but it's not understood as a true oath. It's a tradition at this point. This Hippocratic Oath has been around for 2,426 years. It was attributed to the Greek physician Hippocrates. He says, I will neither give deadly drug to anybody who asks for it, nor will I make a suggestion to this effect. Similarly, I will not give a woman an abortive remedy. In purity and holiness, I will guard my life and my art. Why are we saying that he's wrong now? Why are we saying that this oath that has been recited by medical professionals for centuries is now wrong? The end-of-life care is not looking out for the interest of the individual. It is a selfish way. Half of the depressive patients change their mind. And according to EWTN News, after the original consent is given, if they change their mind, they've already given up their rights. This especially is noticed when it is someone that cannot advocate for themselves. I'm going to conclude this speech with another quote from the Hippocratic Oath. It says, I will abstain from all intentional wrongdoing and harm, especially from abusing the bodies of man or woman, bond or free. These people know what they're doing. They've outright said that they know what they're doing. They know that when an abortion procedure happens, there is human life that has been taken from the womb. I would like to touch on the principle of double effect. And that is that by doing harm to one, it is never okay. Even if the intent was for the good, the harm is never justified. These ways of murder are vile. Abortion is murder of the innocent. Euthanasia is murder of the mentally unwell. And death row is the murder for justice, which is never truly ours to decide when it comes to life.